Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Sean. Glad you're here. Today, I'm doing an interview with the fellers from LunaSwap and Lucky Luna Crypto, which Lucky Luna Crypto is, we'll go over that. But LunaSwap is the DEX that they're developing, which looks like it's a lot different than the stuff that's out there. And I thought it was very, very cool. My buddy told me about it, and I had looked into it. I really wanted to get some information from the team. Plus, I like doing interviews, and you seem like some cool guys. So this is Diego and Brad from LunaSwap. Good to have you all here.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Like I said, I'm glad to have you guys. There's a lot of questions I wanted to go over and things I wanted to highlight that I thought were really, really cool. And I think it's definitely necessary in the space. And me personally, I've had a lot of frustration with the lack of a word that I've heard you guys use, and that's a customer service. It is non-existent. It is super non-existent, which it's not a huge deal. But if you have trouble, and I mean, you can do just a Google search, and there's people that have some trouble with PancakeSwap and some other swaps, and if there's no one to go to, there's nothing. There's no way to fix it. I went to their. I had a problem, and I went to their Telegram, and it's the worst thing. As soon as you say anything, you're deluged with scammers. I had 2 people call me on Telegram, and they're like, "Yeah, we're here to help you. What's your private key?" I mean, it's so obvious, to me. But I mean, calling me, and then it's very frustrating. It's definitely a turnoff for people, which is not good for adoption. So I appreciate that you guys are putting a focus on this. And let's get started. We'll do the usual stuff. Brad, can you tell us how you got into crypto? Because I like your story. It's different and kind of funny.
Well, I got in employees of mine. I come from the fiat world. Managed car dealerships, general manager. I walked over to one of the guys' desks one day and saw a big chart sitting on the computer. Wasn't selling any cars, so I kind of flipped out on him. And then, a few days later, see the same thing, walk over, and there's always a chart on there. So I started up the conversation. I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "Well, we're looking, to find the next Bitcoin." I'm like, "Well, Bitcoin, what's that?" Right? I had no idea what all this stuff was. Within about a week and a half, 2 weeks, they piqued my interest enough that I'm like, you know what, let's give this a shot. And then ever since, I've been hooked. I'm like, I have no idea how the real banking system even is still a thing when crypto is around, right? So it turned into something that I was giving somebody heck for. Next thing you know, we're the best of crypto buddies, and every week he's sending me, "Hey, have you tried this? Have you check this one out? Check that one out?" So we stay in constant contact. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I heard you say I busted some employees that were goofing around looking at crypto, and that got me into it. But that is the truth, man. If you just get the word to someone and they just look down that rabbit hole, that's all it takes. And then you really, learn the things that they don't teach you in school. We didn't learn how the monetary system works at all. It's more of a kind of a cover up. Diego, your story is pretty interesting, pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm software engineer. I have been software engineer for 15 years. I am originally from Argentina. I worked a lot of years there. I worked a lot of years in Ireland. And now I'm working here in the United States, in Seattle. I work for companies like Amazon, Ubisoft. I work in different, I have worked also in Canada as well. So yeah, I have a few years of experience in this area. Disclaimer, opinions my own, employer not related with this. And yes, so I started with the crypto world. My story is not as fun as Brad's. I started in 2012 when a friend told me, "Hey, let's buy Bitcoin." And I said, "That's not going to scale." Yeah. Genius. Uh, Eventually, with a few years later, I got involved into this. But what really hooked me is the technology behind. I noticed that there's a lot to build, and the world is full of projects with dogs, but there are just a few utilities, and there's a lot to build there. So that's what hooked me up.
Yeah, I pretty much the same thing. It was like 2010 when I was on a website buying a T-shirt for my son, and so they took Bitcoin. One of the first places that did, and I was like, "What is Bitcoin?" And my son, I think it was, I don't know, like 16 or 15. He like explained it to me, and I was like, "That's dumb." I was like, "You can just make money on your computer? How does that work?" He's like, "No, because of electricity and computer." I was like, "That's goofy." But I did it. I got Bitcoin, bought the shirt, and it was so incredibly hard. And I was like, well, that was interesting and fun, but I'm never going to do it again. And I literally threw away that computer. It probably had like 6 or 8 Bitcoin on it, years and years ago. It was so cheap, but yeah, it was. Look back on our mistakes in the past, and uh, um, you said you worked different places, different countries. When you were working in France, was that when you were working for Ubisoft?
No, I worked in France for a couple of months in a logistic company. For Ubisoft, I was working from Argentina. We were a third party who worked in Far Cry 6. And I had to travel to Toronto for a couple of months to work with the team there and bring the know-how to Argentina.
Okay, so you worked on Far Cry 6. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Far Cry's one of the top 5 for me. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys could just give us an overview, kind of the elevator pitch of what Lucky Luna is and what your goals are, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, Lucky Luna is the native token of LunaSwap, exchange that Diego created. The biggest difference between our token and everybody else is the taxes. We don't take our taxes in native tokens, so us as a team never dump the chart. Diego created a monster. He created a contract that takes the taxes in BNB. So all this activity that we do, all the advertising, all the development, and everything we do will never ever affect the chart. He also built it so that it's bot resistant. We had an issue at launch where bots got in, but they could never sell. So those tokens end up getting burned.
I was going to ask you about that.
Also, we don't have to worry about. Yeah. And then the no scam contract. So any tokens that we have launching, and there are some coming up very, very soon, very imminent. There's no scam contracts. You don't have to worry about chasing down the BSC scan address number, making sure you have the right one, pasting it into PancakeSwap, crossing your fingers and hitting buy, and hope you have the right token. With ours, it's already in there. If you bought it from our swap, you bought the right token. If you've added a contract, you're taking a chance on your own. We're trying to take the risk out of it that way. We started out as a meme token just for fun. That's where New Lucky Luna came from. It was going to be a giveaway lottery token. And then Diego came up with this new contract where he went around everywhere asking, is it possible to do BNB in taxes? Everybody said, nope, not a chance. Good luck. Never been done. So, he had to jump through some hoops because Diego's that type of guy. You don't tell him he can't do it. Give him the problem. He'll find the solution. So that ended up with us launching with our own exchange. Whereas most tokens in the BSC world will promise the world that, to their investors, hey, down the road, we're going to have this. Well, we already have it. Now we've just got to work on improving it, updating it. It works great. Everything's working functional now. We could launch another token today if we wanted to. But the main thing is the taxes in BNB, the safety of the non-bot and no scam. So our rise has been going up in the last few days, and it's been nice because we don't have the bots manipulating the price. It's been a nice steady increase. We just had our first sell off today, actually, and we know with the advertising that we're doing, it's just going to skyrocket again. But we don't have the major swings up and down on our chart because of what we built. So, and the fact that we don't affect the chart ever.
Yeah, there's a buttload of tokens that you have, and it's not a deflationary token, but it kind of is. Can you kind of explain that?
Yeah, sure. So In order to define the price of a token, you have an equation, which is defining the liquidity pool. You have the amount of tokens and the amount of BNB supporting that, right? What everybody does, which is something that SafeMoon originally did, and it was a super clever implementation. It's okay, let's distribute the tokens people is selling, and let's distribute it between the holders, right? So in that way, we simulate a deflationary by giving you more bills, like more tokens. What we do is we increase the price of a token by collecting part of the taxes in BNB and pushing that to the liquidity. So we push this side of the equation, making the price going a little bit higher with more money supporting your token. So instead of giving you more tokens, we make your tokens more valuable. So we are deflationary, but we are deflationary in the right way.
Okay. So you deposit liquidity in BNB.
Yeah, every transaction deposits liquidity. So if you sell, we deposit liquidity. If you buy, we deposit liquidity.
Okay, what is the tax on it?
So in order to buy, you have 8% tax. To sell, you have 16. We want to make a system that is friendly to enter, but a bit more complicated to avoid big whales to do what whales do in the exit.
Okay, now you're saying buy and sell. What about transaction or transfers?
The transfers are from free.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that is so wrong with the tax system. I think for consumers, for people, for the average Joe, because if you're charging a 10% tax, which like since SafeMoon, that's what everyone's doing, which is a great, like you said, it's a great system, but it's a great system for the project more than for the holders. The holders are getting that, say, 3%. The 3% goes to burn, 3% goes to the project for advertising or for whatever. It's good for the project. It's good for the token because of the burn. But if you're using MetaMask, it's a browser wallet. It's not like the most secure thing. Yeah. And if you want to move that money just to hold it in like a hardware wallet, that's 10% of your money to move it, and then 10% to put it back. Yeah. It's literally 20% of your holdings.
Yeah. And then if you want to sell it because of that, you add another 16% on it. So you've gone 36% and just got smashed, right?
Or you look at everyone else and say it's the 10%. That's 30%. Yeah. 30%. Just to be safe. It's not. It's the one thing I hate about the system. It's getting on my nerves. But the fact that you wrote that in, because I had talked to some people and they were like, oh, it's like you said, oh, you can't do it. It's just for all transactions. But to be able to make the transfers free is so great. Okay. I appreciate you going over that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we want to do a free market. You buy, you pay for it, and it's yours. And do whatever you want with that. You want to sell, you are free to do it. You want to transfer to a cold wallet, go for it. You want to give it away because you are the most generous guy in the world, it's your problem, not mine.
Now, you mentioned how you're stopping bots, and that's one of the good things about the tax. Just the tax in general stops like front runner bots, where they're trying to get like 1 penny different than your trade to get in front of you. But how are you doing that? And like you went over the benefits. Seems like awesome that they're able to buy and pump the price, but they can't sell to dump. So how exactly does that work?
So we have a mechanism to detect the bots' behavior. Originally, we detect them because they are not entering through our contract. They are entering through other contracts. So we have a way to detect them and say, okay, this looks like a bot. We do manual inspection and we add them to a blacklist. That blacklist means that account is frozen until further investigation. We ask people to do a step forward and explain why we detected as a bot and why we actually reached the conclusion it's a bot. So maybe we might be wrong. They didn't come up, so we burned those tokens because they were obtained illegally. Also, they didn't pay taxes, which is another way to identify fraud transactions. And we did that a month ago, and no one came to say, "Hey, you stole my tokens."
Now, there's a lot of elements of like a centralized system, obviously,
Yeah.
because you're able to help people in to do that. How are you balancing that with like the decentralized portion of it?
So it is decentralized because you have a liquidity. You have to add to that liquidity like any other swap. We are like most of the swaps out there based in Uniswap with some tweaks, and we are every day just forking the code more for to the direction we want to take. But in a sense, it's a Uniswap with asteroids. We add a lot of features and covers, and what I'm doing right now is I am grading the technology. Uniswap is pretty old. PancakeSwap just did a copy and paste and replace Uni for Pancake, and it's the same that with other decks as well. So I am upgrading the technology to the latest solidity, latest practices, and working on that right now.
Are you open sourced?
Not yet, because we think that this is pretty new. So based on the license in Uniswap, we have to be open source, but there are parts that are written by me that are being consumed by their code. So the part that is doing all the validations is closed source, sorry. And well, the part that is similar to them is open source.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want copycats right now. I think it's in the
Yeah.
future, once we have a name and we are huge, I go into open source everything. But right now, someone with more money than us can get the ideas. And
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Now you've used the word customer service. Um, what will those what will the level be for people to get help?
Everything. So Diego, so first of all, we've got to last little bits of advertising to get them up and going. When it comes to the token itself, like the programming, Diego is going to basically hold their hand all the way through it. He's going to be in control of it. He's going to be the guy they talk to if they want to do any changes. He's going to be there all the time, because here's the difference that we have as PancakeSwap is every exchange takes fees, but PancakeSwap you don't get any customer service, right? We're here. That's what we're going to offer our customers is, hey, you want to use our technology? Cool. We're going to be here to help you do it. And
Yeah,
that's going to be part of why, right? Yeah.
That's the level of. Hold on. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I want to show you something. This is what you do. This is one of the things that I think is, like the hugest thing. Hold on. Here we go.
oh yeah, I know what you're going to show.
Here's Pancake. It's nice. It's cute and all. Scroll down here to the bottom. This is the real stuff. You can go to the store and you can buy lots of cute things. You can get a little face mask, all phone cuff socks. But if you click here, customer support, bold letters. There is no customer support. That's they even have a little cute picture. Hey, customer support, like it's a real thing. They made this thing like it's a real thing, and there's nothing there. It's like you're punked when you go to the page. So, to hear you say that they're going to be customer support is just I think it's something that needed to be done. It's past time. When you're talking about millions, and hundreds of millions of dollars that are going through, this entity, and for them to kind of give nothing back to people that are using it, it's not cool. It's not cool. So I really think this is a huge thing.
Here's the scary thing when you really want to think about it. So there's a lot of tokens that they have really good ideas, and they may not have somebody with experience. They don't have an actual engineer that is programming. I mean, they know it. They know kind of how to use it, but something goes wrong in their launch, and they have no ability to fix it. right? They don't know what's going on. They don't know what broke or what, and it causes their whole entire idea to fail. Well, that's where, again, we'll come in, where Diego can step in and say, well, here's the problem, here's a solution, and work with them. Whereas in PancakeSwap, you're on your own. If you hit that on switch and you're not prepared, you're done. Like it's game over. Nice knowing you. You just lost all your money and you had a great idea. And that's going to scare a lot of people off that have legitimate ideas. And that's what we're after. We're after people that have solutions to problems to help to fix things that are needed within the crypto space, because it's a virgin, it's brand new. Like this is even though, Bitcoin's been around forever, the second version is just getting started, and we're going to have version 3 coming out with all these other new platforms launching. So it's absolutely just brand new space, and we're here to try to offer protection for people. And again, that word support, that's the big thing.
Also, I mean, you can, like I said, you can Google this and just see that there's sometimes trades get stuck.
Yeah.
And they're messed up and stuck. And you have to find a developer, a friend, or someone who can walk through that and figure that out. Because there's nowhere to go to get help. You're literally 100% on your own. And most people don't even know that that's a thing. They just know, where's my money? It's not here.
We have a funny story with that. You know that there is some sites called Honeypot and all that kind of sites that people just can validate contracts and everything. And I met a guy there who was complaining because his project was failing in PancakeSwap. So it was detected as honeypot. And he showed the error and said, I wrote to him and say, hey, I can fix it. I fix it without ownership, anything. He should have a problem with the liquidity. And he will be our first customer to launch, because that's what he needed. He has a really good idea, but he needs someone to be there to help him to realize that idea, and that's what we want to do.
On the launches, that's one of the biggest things I think is this and the customer service, but that any coin or token on LunaSwap will be vetted.
Yep.
Important.
And
very important.
And doxed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big difference, man. That's a big difference.
Yeah. The only reason not to dox, in our opinion, is you're just not confident. You don't know what you're doing, or you're doing something nefarious. The best of intentions can go wrong. Things can happen. But if you're not willing to put your face out there to people, you're not offering your investors that level of comfort as well, right? So we want to stay away from all the baby Shiba Inu, Floki, whatever tokens that are out there, that 2,945 a day pop out, all with different iterations of the same name. We don't want those. We want the ones with real utility, ones that have the best idea that they're working on, and it's going to take time, but they've got something that makes complete sense, and they're willing to put their face out there to the community, because that's why we're doing it. We're doing basically a press junket right now, going to all sorts of countries, trying to get people to understand. That's why we're doing this version to explain, because it's not a straightforward thing that we're offering. It's not just a simple, hey guys, come buy my token 100x, woohoo, right? Like we're here to build a long-term project that has scalability that's going to grow, but it's also going to offer investors that are currently with us a safe investment opportunity for the next one that launches on our platform, right? Without having to sit under their pillow or under their blankets and worry whether they hit that buy button, whether they just lost all of their money, right? That's the thing we want to correct.
Yeah, we want to create a sense of accountability in crypto. Like right now, PancakeSwap is holds of 98% of scam tokens, and no one is doing anything about that. I want to create a swap where we can take care of that. A safe place for people.
I understand, and I think it's once again, it's something that's really needed. And but by the same token, pun intended, but there needs to be a place that's kind of a little bit more risky, a little bit more of the wild west, where you can risk it. But there needs to be a place that you can go where it's that the two sides of the same coin.
You can invest and you can bet.
That's wow. That is perfect, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to have a place where you can bet a little, but you need to have that that more secure place where you can invest in.
Yeah, we're not looking to take PancakeSwap down. We're just looking to offer a devolution to people that get caught up, that want to invest in these micro tokens or these micro gem projects, but just don't have the confidence, because again, you're flipping a coin with every single one, and the best ones get lost amongst it because of the scams. You'll get some of the great idea, and next thing you know, you go into BSC scan, there's 15 copied contract addresses or names, and it causes so much chaos that it's not fair to people.
Like I said,
that want to invest.
You guys are,
like I said, we're not here to take pancakes. Yeah, you want to play the lottery? That's still going to be there. We're not taking it down. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. That's the place to invest and place to bet. That's actually just that you couldn't do it. You couldn't say it any more perfect. What kind of tools are you going to be offering to people?
Okay, so for those who want to deploy in the token in our swap, we're going to have some requirements to be docs, liquidity lock. If you mine more tokens, the contract is going to be automatically paused. If you change the contract, we are going to detect that, and it's going to be automatically paused until you regularize your situation with us. We are going to use part of the tax as an insurance for investors, like if the token somehow managed to prove, because let's say scammers are super smart and they cannot smart us eventually. So we are going to implement mechanisms to protect them in case that happens. And tools, I want to provide a suite like Binance. You have charts there, you have team info there, you have no slippage. The slippage is something that the team has to configure when they launch. I want you to see the last transactions, to see all the information to take an informed decision. You don't have to go to PoolCoin, to Honeypot, to this, to that, and then pray. We want to provide all the information that the team can provide in a front page. And also, you can see related tokens like, okay, maybe this token, I don't like it. I can search other token for other criterias and have all the lists there. In PancakeSwap, you just have hashes. You don't have an idea how to look that. You have to go to other side. Again, that token might be malicious or not. So we want to provide that. Like, these are all the tokens we offer. Those are the characteristics. Choose the one that is good for you and invest there.
That's a lot, man.
We're ambitious.
Why are you saying any of that stuff? That's as an investor, it sounds like a nirvana kind of thing, man. When are you looking at putting all that together?
Before third quarter of next year.
Okay, because that would be really, really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like stuff you wouldn't even think to see related coin. That's not even on the radar. That's just to have basic charts and some information. What about the ability to do limit orders?
Sorry, second.
What about the ability to do limit orders?
Well, I have been thinking like, for instance, in Binance, you don't have to buy now. You can program orders to work defer or when it reach a certain amount. Mm-hmm. I have that in mind as well. I want to do the same experience of a centralized exchange, but decentralized. But that is going to be a little bit further next year. I am just one developer. I have a good friend of mine who is helping me. He's doing the front end. Right now, we are working in the version 2 with all these graphics and things, but it's time consuming. So I cannot overpromise for the first quarter or the second one, but it's something it is in our radar.
It is on the radar. Okay.
Yeah.
That is that's really something that I would love to see in a swap. That's about it. You guys have kind of hit in with everything, answered everything I had or was wondering about. Anything else you wanted to go over that we missed?
Not really. What we do always when we finish an interview is invite people to ask us questions or give us feedback. We got some really good suggestions there, and that helped us to improve.
Yep, that's
Right,
it.
well,
If you have anything, we're always available on Telegram. Pretty much, any time of the day. There's somebody there that can answer questions. It's kind of the platform we chose to be more live, have our phones on us so we can just quickly answer questions and get that out of the way. So
yeah, so I'm going to have links down below to your socials and to the site. Head over there, check it out. Please push the like button, but also leave a comment down below so you're registered. We're giving away crypto every week. All you got to do is subscribe and comment. Also, be giving away NFTs this week, and I think I'm going to be giving away some NFTs next week. It was great talking to you guys. I'd like to do a follow up maybe later on after you've got everything flowing and going. But I'm really excited to see what you're going to do. I like the direction that you're going in. Everything else is kind of chasing the number go up. But you're going much more towards civility, safety, and service.
Yeah.
Trademark. That's a good one. 3 S's there. I like that. But I really like what you guys are doing. It was, like I said, great talking to you guys. Comment, hit the like button. It was good hanging out with y'all too. I'll see you in the next video.